It's Talks with Drea Simone, and I'm, of course, it's Drea Simone. So today we're going to have an interesting topic. We're going to be talking about, yeah, you guessed it, your ex. And I know you guys are like, why is she talking about the exes? Well, you know, Valentine's Day is approaching, and everybody has their boo, they have their man, they have their girl. But a lot of the times, I feel like your ex plays a role into maneuvering and figuring out what you want, right? So we're just gonna go a little bit into that, and I'll get you a little bit in my business, but not too much, but just a little bit. So let's go ahead and start reading the definition of ex. So according to the Collins Dictionary, it's a person that you were romantically with or previously married to. So I feel like that a lot of times we feel as though, dang, I wish I would have never been with that person, or you're kind of embarrassed that you even dated that person, or you even thought that person was a thing back then, and you're like, I wish it, you wish that you just couldn't remember it, right? Because that's your past, and that's understandable. But I honestly feel like that's your past, of course, but I feel like you can learn, I feel like I've learned and you can learn so much from your past relationships. If you were in a relationship with someone toxic, someone that was a narcissist, or someone that was playing games, in your next relationship, you're going in there like strong, like, this is what I want. I'm not playing no games. I'm not putting up with this, because I feel like that's kind of what happened with me. Per se, remember I said I was gonna give y'all a little bit in my business, but not too much. But I feel like I was dealing with someone that was a little bit of a narcissist and very controlling at times. So when you get out of that and you realize, like, hey, like, I'm not gonna do that no more. I'm not gonna get into this next thing and be with someone that's controlling, or someone that's manipulating, or someone that's like kind of playing games, right? So you kind of know, like, okay, this is what I expect. This is what I was dealing with, and this is what I expect. And I think bringing it back to God, G-O-D, I think that God places people in our lives for us to go through trials and tribulations, for us to go through things to kind of to give him glory at the end. Because now I'm in a happy marriage. No marriage is perfect, but I'm in a happy marriage. We're constantly working on each other and just trying to build and grow, right? So I feel as though that you can learn so much from your past, and definitely you don't want to repeat your past over and over and over and over again, because we've all been there and we've all been foolish. I know I always tell you guys, well, maybe not to you guys, but I know on social media, when I was 21 years old, I was not the wisest of the bunch. So, I've always been a lover. I fell in love quick, and I was very naive to the game that is played when you're unfortunately guys play games, right? And so do women. Women play games. Y'all play games too. Now, it's not just the men, it's the ladies too. But anyways, I was very just naive, and I feel like I watched too much fairy tale movies, I watched too much Disney. So I always went in with every person that I've ever dealt with. I always went in like genuine 100%, or tried to go 100%. I had my faults too. I am not saying that I was perfect, because I'm definitely not, and I'm still working on me, okay? So I went in with my faults as well, but my intentions have always and will always be pure. So when I went into these relationships, I was looking for the best turnout, right? I never went in thinking like, dang man, I'm gonna be broken up with him in like a couple of months, you know what I'm saying? So I always went in with pure intentions, and I think that even if, like, let's say you're a guy or you're a girl, right? And your intentions are not pure, right? I still feel like God watches you and God sees what you're doing. So I'm a firm believer, in you reap what you sow. I tell people to treat people how you want to be treated. Because just because you got away with it with that person and that person and that person and that person, and it's been going on for years, your karma, your seed, or your harvest is coming. Whatever you reap, that's what you're gonna sow. You're gonna find that person that, it might not even happen to you. It might happen to when you have children, it might happen to them. So you always want to treat people with respect. You always want to treat people, let them know your true intentions. Don't waste people's time. People got other stuff to do. Like, if you're not really into the person, let that person be happy with somebody else. Because there's a lot of people that are here to suck up your energy and suck up your spirit. Like, I'm a bright spirit, right? I'm a bright person. I love to have fun. I love the Lord. I try to stay positive, but you can get in a situation where that person is sucking the life out of you. I felt like when I was in a certain relationship, which I'm not gonna give no names, but I just felt like I was giving my soul to this person. I felt like I just felt like I was getting sucked, like my spirit was getting sucked, because I was giving so much into it, right? I was giving so much into it, and I wasn't worried about myself as much. So they was telling me all their issues, all their problems. And I'm the type of person, I love to help people. That's just, unfortunately, but fortunately, that's the nature of myself, right? I like to help people. So when I feel like, oh, you're going through so much, I feel like I can save a person. But you got to understand that person, whoever, if you decide to be with them, they have to save themselves. And you can help them, but it doesn't need to get to the point where you're losing yourself in the process of helping them. Because that's kind of how I felt. I felt like I was losing myself in that process. So I had to dismiss myself. I had to, say, hey, I'm not going to be able to move forward or continue this, but I wish you the best. Always wish your exes the best. Wish them prosperity. I don't have no beef with anyone that I've dealt with in the past. I pray that they are successful in whatever they're trying to accomplish, and you just move forward. There's no hard feelings. Everything, and that's another thing. Everything doesn't have to be like, I hate you. Why? Everything does not have to be like that. You know what I'm saying? You can care for somebody from a distance, and I mean from a distance. You can care for somebody from a distance and still admire them, as far as wanting them to do or be the best person that they can be for themselves. But and I know that a lot of times people that, let's say you want to break up with somebody, and they say, well, you don't care about me, or you don't love me, and and if you love me, you would stay with me. That's not true. You can love somebody from a distance just because you're not with that person. And this goes for relationships, this goes for friendships, this goes for any type of relationship as far as friends and romantic. You can love that person from a distance. You don't have to be with that person in order to care about that person. You don't have to want that person to do great in their life, and that person has to necessarily be in your space. They don't. And a lot of people feel like, hey, if I'm not in your space, then that means that you don't care about me. That's not true. It just means that I love myself more than I love you. I love myself more than I love you, and I want to see you do well, but I want to see you do well over there, away from me. You know what I'm saying? So you have to also, when you're trying to move on and when you're trying to be the better version of yourself, you have to set boundaries. And a lot of the times, like, we'll go back and forth, or some people will go back and forth. Some people don't. Some people, they cut you off cold turkey, and that's that. And that's really the best way to do it. But, the going back and forth, a lot of times, like, I've learned that a person will act like they've changed for the better, and they'll put on this mask, and for a moment, it feels good, right? You guys are back, you got your boo back, you got your babe back, and they have this mask on, right? And you're feeling it, right? Like, you're like, oh man, these, I really love this person changed for me, and then the mask comes off after they get comfortable. So a lot of times that happens. You feel like, oh, they changed, but really they didn't change. They just put on the mask for a while in order to get you comfortable, get you happy again, get you vibing, right? And then they take the mask off, and it's back to the same one, you guys arguing back and forth about the same thing that you was arguing about 3 months ago after you cut them off, after you thought you cut them off, right? So I feel like, back to the base, I really feel like your ex or your exes can determine how, or I do feel like it will determine, it will kind of steer you into where you want to be in the future. Because you've already been through that. You're not dealing with that no more. He's already played this game already. She already went ghost on you, and you're not going to deal with that. So I really truly believe that you can honestly figure out what you want by going through certain things. Sometimes, unfortunately, we don't want to listen to mama and daddy. We don't want to listen to nobody. We just have to go through it. And that's kind of how I was. I didn't really want to listen to nobody. I felt how I felt, and I didn't care what anybody said. And that's how a lot of people are, right? We don't really care how you feel about our relationship. We want to be with that person. That's who we're going to be with. And then you start to kind of see, okay, this is not working out. This is not going my way, how I would like to see it going. And then you say, okay, you hold yourself and say, okay, I'm done. And you move forward. And then you move on into a better situation, and you make sure that you don't deal with the same type of things that you were dealing with in that previous relationship. Now, I would like to also say you have to be careful about, especially ladies, and I'm speaking to the ladies because I'm a lady. You have to be careful about men who ask you, oh, well, what happened in your last relationship? What are the, what's your pet peeves, and what's this? Nah. You don't give them that information, because you want to know who that person genuinely is. Sometimes men will listen, and then they'll play a part. And not saying that women don't do this too, but I'm just speaking to the ladies right now because I'm a lady. But men, you can pay attention, because the same rules apply. Some people will listen to your frustrations with your ex, or they'll listen to like something that they did that they didn't, that you didn't like, and they'll play the role. They'll play that smooth guy role, and then they'll wait until you fall in love, right? They'll wait until you fall in love and you're head over heels, and then they'll become a totally different person. You're like, nah, I don't even know who this is. You know what I'm saying? So you really have to be careful. And I think the most thing that's truly, truly important, you gotta ask God to show you who people are, and you have to set your standards in the beginning. A lot of us don't set our standards in the beginning. A lot of us just let stuff slide by. No, set your standard in the beginning. Say, hey, this is how it is. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. And if you're not about that, then leave. Because I don't have time to waste, right? If you're looking for something serious, now if you're not, and you just trying to, then that's your business.
Wow.
I don't judge, but I'm talking about an actual relationship here. That's why I'm here. So, if you're looking for an actual relationship, and you're looking for something serious, You know, you set your standards in the beginning and you let them know, like, hey, this is what I'm looking for and this is what I'm not looking for. And I believe it'll work out. And if it doesn't work out as far as with that person wasn't meant for you. And we have to start asking ourselves, what does God want me to do? What does He want me to be with this person, or is it my own? Do I just want to be with that person? You know what I'm saying? And then when you're with that, and then when you find your person, you guys work together. You try to do the best that you can. You try to work through your differences. Don't just break up with somebody because y'all have a little disagreement. Try to work it out. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they're manipulating, if they're always being manipulating, if they're a true narcissist, then yes, you want to look into that and you want to do your due diligence. But if you guys are just having a small argument, or you're telling him to take the trash out and he's not taking out the trash, or you telling her to stop, complaining about something, just simple stuff, you want to work that out. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing out here in these streets. I'm letting you know, there's nada. I was single at one point, and there is nothing out in the streets, okay? So when you find that good person, when you find your person, hold on to them. Hold on tight. But seriously, hold on to that person and let that person know that you love them. Always let that person know that you appreciate them. And I think you guys will be okay. All right? So that's it for now. Quick video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Mwah, ciao.